All right, we're about to get started. Just 1 second here. All right, let's turn this down. All right. Today, first up on the docket, we have Pepsi. Apparently, this year, they are changing their logo. Kind of cool, I guess. What do you guys think? You guys like the new logo? I think it's kind of cool. This is a first look inside Apple's newest store. Leave a comment down below if you guys can hear me well or not. I have changed my mic arrangement, things like that, so you should be able to hear me fairly well. But so this is what Apple's newest store in South Korea looks like. Pretty nice. Looks like most other Apple stores. All right. The Wall Street Journal reports that 56% of Americans now say getting a 4-year college degree isn't worth the cost, up from 40% a decade ago. Well, I mean, what do you guys think about that? I mean, yeah, I can agree. It seems like, you know, it just depends on your industry and your employer and, you know, what kind of industry you're going into, right? I don't know. So it just kind of depends. But it also depends on like how far you want to go into that, you know, how far you want to drill down. Like, I don't know. Just depends. All right. Next thing. iOS 17 concept. So iOS 17 is expected to come out with the iPhone 15 in September, but we are expecting an announcement of it at WWDC, Worldwide Developer Conference, in June. So we will see what it's actually going to look like. So here's some more rumors from Apple, or about Apple's new iPhone 15, right? So what we've been seeing is that there will be an action button instead of your silence switch on the side, right? So this action button, you would be able to map it kind of like you can on the Apple Watch Ultra. You see how I have this orange button on there? That's called the action button, and you can make it do basically whatever you want. And then it will, you can make it do whatever task you tell it to do, basically, to open a certain app or to do a certain thing. Okay. All right. So this is when Apple announced WWDC 2023. They announced the date for it, right? So they gave us a little sneak peek with this image here. And a lot of people, even Sam Cole here, thinks that it's going to be the AR VR headset, that they are going to be announcing it then. Now, I think he definitely could be right, but we'll just have to wait and see. He thinks this image is lenses for it. So we'll see. iOS 17 rumors. We're getting some of those. Compatibility list for certain devices. This rumor claims that the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, 10, first gen iPads, so a lot of different Apple devices will not be compatible with iOS 17. That's just a rumor, so don't shoot down the messenger, and it's not official yet, but we'll see. So, and we will know in June the official compatibility list for iOS 17 and the new updates. All right. Now, the rumors we've been seeing on the iPhone 15 Pro models is that there would be a solid state volume button and it wouldn't move. You know how on the phone right now you can push in the button for your volume. The rumors have been saying it's not gonna be a thing. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But the new rumors have been saying that it's going to be just kind of basically the way it is right now, but we're still gonna have that action button. It'll just look a little different. So we'll see. So WWDC between June 5th and June 9th. And of course, this is what they're expected to release. iOS 17. New Apple Watch software, Mac software, iPad software, and TV OS, so for your Apple TV. And of course, the AirVR headset. So, Apple is trying to manufacture more of their devices in India. So, we'll see. And they're trying to switch from China over to India. Here is a concept for the Mail app in iOS 17. I think it looks really nice. What do you guys think? I think that looks great. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo says Apple is not optimistic about launching its AR/VR headset and has pushed back mass production to meaning it may not get an announcement. So yeah, we've seen some rumors like this, but I think the majority of people are thinking, no, we're still going to get the announcement at dub. So we'll see.
Wait, hold on.
Here's another iOS 17 concept for these settings. Apple's Apple's chip manufacturer, TSMC, is nearing the opening of its Arizona plant. So, more industry in the United States. Great. It's really good. But, we'll just see how that pans out. Something to say. Alright. The Microsoft Edge. I think I'm flying through this a little bit too fast. Let's see how much I got left here. Oh, I got a lot. I got a lot to talk about here. Okay. Microsoft Edge is launching Workspaces test that lets you share your browser tabs. Like I've been saying, Microsoft Edge is get a little bit better. Let's see. It's kind of cool, I guess. Let's see. Invite to a workspace. All right. A new and sketchy rumor backs up claims that Apple is going to restart plans for the 4th gen iPhone SE, which is the budget-friendly iPhone. And I have a few other notes about that. Get into that a little bit later. Yeah, so we've seen this again, the report saying that the AR/VR headset may be delayed after the announcement might be delayed. So we'll see. This would be interesting. Apple is investigating how the addition of electrodes to Apple Watch bands could detect the muscle movement and minute electrical activity when a user just uses any finger gesture. Well, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. Yes. HBO Max and Discovery Plus has officially announced and confirmed they're combining to be called Max. So the streaming service will just be called Max. That's it. And of course, Apple is working on a new 13.4-inch MacBook Air with an OLED display. Now, Ross Young is a very credible source, I would have to say, from what I've seen. Yes, this is pretty interesting. The impossibility of logging off. Let's see here. Yeah, so like whenever you go from one device to another, so if you go from your phone to your computer to another device, you're still kind of logged on to that certain website or whatever. So that's kind of what they're saying here. All right. On Wednesday, Apple released HomePod version 16.4.1. This was just a few days ago. That was yesterday, the 12th. All right. This is what we were talking about. The mute switch with an action button. Right. This is very important, I would have to say. A hacker breached Western Digital and stole data. In response, so do you guys know what Western Digital is? They create, or they make, hard drives for computers and things like that, and external hard drives. In response, the company has shut down a wide swath of its services, which is preventing users from accessing their MyCloud files. Wow. More to iOS 17. Improved performance. Of course, this is what the rumors have been saying previously, that it would mainly just be a bug fix update. Improved performance and stability. Redesigned control center. New dynamic island features. And always on display improvements. Interactive widgets. Now this one, I've seen some people that are like, are we actually going to get that? So we'll see. Health app redesign. Improved search spotlight. And AR enhancements. I definitely think the AR enhancements are definitely going to happen. because of the headset, which is going to be releasing soon. So, if you are planning on buying a General Motors vehicle anytime soon, they are most likely going to be cutting off access to CarPlay and Android Auto. And they will be creating their own software operating system. So, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Discord is launching an in-app soundboard. So that'll be good. Huh. Oh, that's really nice. Cool. And this is kind of what we talked about already. And then it's likely to support all devices that are running iOS 16 currently for iOS 17. All right. I saw this. This is a concept, but I feel like a lot of people would really greatly appreciate this. A clear all button, right? Like, who wouldn't want this? Come on, Apple, give it to us. Just a concept. I haven't seen any rumors of this actually happening, but we'll see. I saw this. I'm like, what? Burglars recently cut through a wall of an adjoining shop to steal $500,000 from an Apple store in Washington. They're $500,000 of devices and things. What? Wow. That picture, though. That's crazy. They literally just cut through the wall. Get to that. So yeah, talked a little bit about this. So the Mac streaming service launches May 23rd, combining these two. What are you doing?
I'll just show you how many viewers you have.
The Nothing Eye concept. So this would be obviously Nothing's version of like the Meta Quest or something like that. But it's not really. It's glasses, right? That have AR and things like that built in. So keep in mind, this is just a concept. So, Nothing makes phones. They're a fairly new brand. But, so I talked about this. Apple. Most likely to start a savings account. So they're dipping their toes in everything, right? They're trying to do a bank. They're trying to be, well, not really, because they're using another bank. See this? Goldman Sachs. Or heck you say that. Goldman Sachs Bank, right? So they would be using that bank, of course, but it would be running through their app and their system and everything. So, okay. Wait, what? Nothing. Oh, so this is the Nothing. This is from the official Nothing page. So I guess they are coming out with some kind of AR VR device. Yes. That's gonna be cool. Nothing here. Let me show you guys. Nothing makes really interesting devices. So they just came out with this. This is the Nothing Ear. So obviously this would be competing with like AirPods and things like that. But these things are really, really solid. I've seen reviews of these, and look at this: $150, 36 hours of listening time, active ANC, high-res lossless, like certified lossless. AirPods do not have, they're not certified lossless. Ultra light. So yeah, these things are really solid for the price. And the design is much different from what any other earbud that I've ever seen. And these work with iPhone and Android really well, both. They also created the Nothing Phone one as well. So this is a pretty new brand. But it runs on Android. That's their phone. So that's just their power adapter. So yeah, that's that. I saw this, I'm like, what? Apple Maps address apparently led some people to just some random person's house. And wait. Oh, an apparent Apple Maps address mishap led people confused and angry. Led them to Texas man's house, all claiming Find My says their lost device is at his address. What? That's pretty weird. Alright. Apple glasses. We've seen reports of these before. Expected to release once again, pushing it off. 2026 or 2027 at the earliest. Wow. So I guess here's a little hack if you guys have a Mac. Go to Ian's Elbows Twitter account. I'll try to link this below. Hopefully I remember, but let's see. Did you guys see this delay? So you figure out a hack to where the dock, you know, for getting to your auto hide dock, it's much faster. So, oh wow, that's like almost instantly. Incredible. So, and then he shows you how to do it here. Open the terminal. Not too hard. Give me just one moment. All right, we are back. Okay. OLED panels for the iPad Pro are in development. 11-inch, 13-inch, and a new kind of OLED panel. Interesting. Now, Shrimp Apple Pro is a very reliable source. I know it's kind of a weird name, but trusted by many, as you can see. And those are all like tech accounts that I follow. They're very solid. All right. Tesla employees have reportedly passed around personal videos from owners' vehicles. What? That's no good. Okay. Apple has announced new features for Adobe Premiere. Adobe has announced new features for Premiere Pro, including new text-based editing feature and autonomic tone mapping. Wow, incredible. Yeah, Premiere Pro is really it's just an incredible software. It really is. WatchOS 10. So if you guys have an Apple Watch, which is a very popular product now, is going to be a major update with notable features, notable changes to the user interface. This is going to be coming alongside the iPhone 15 in September. Twitter has merged with X Corporation and no longer exists as Twitter Incorporated, according to lawsuits discovered by Slate. Interesting. Yes, I saw this this was like 3 days ago. So a truck in East Palestine, Ohio, flipped over that was carrying 20,000 pounds of toxic soil out of the train derailment zone and just toppled over. It's crazy. Wow. So let's see what the latest rumors are saying about the iPhone SE4. Looks like it says it's unclear if a 4th gen iPhone SE is still planned. It was previously claimed that the new iPhone SE would have a similar design as a standard iPhone 14 model, suggesting that the device would be equipped with a 6.1-inch OLED display and Face ID. So we were thinking originally that the iPhone SE4 would be similar to the iPhone 10 or 11, but now they're thinking that it might be closer to like the 13 or 14 or something. So, and then it'll be released in a few years. So it's gonna be a bit, it seems like, until this actually releases, but we'll see. So. And of course, Apple will finally expand the 120 Hz ProMotion to the regular iPhone models, because they're right now only on the Pro models with the iPhone 17. So not the 15, not the 16, the 17, most likely. Now, like I said, raw selling is pretty reliable, but who knows? Anything can change. Now, keep in mind, this is just a concept. Everything that I've seen for this guy, it's just for fun. But it would be pretty cool if there was an airplane mode in Twitter. So, if you pull to refresh far enough, it would preload the last 24 hours of your tweets. That would be pretty neat, wouldn't it? I think so. If you're like on a plane or something, you want to save a lot of tweets on your phone for a little bit. It'd be kind of neat. The average cost to raise a child to 17 is now $310,605, up more than 26 grand from a previous estimate made in 2017 per Bloomberg. Hulu's going to redesign and make an intuitive, redesigning its unintuitive interface so that, let's see here. I mean, this is kind of what it looks like now. So, I guess they're planning on improving it. There was, so if you guys have AirPods at all, there was an update to every single AirPods, and it auto updates. So as long as you have it on the charger, if you have your phone and your AirPods on the charger overnight, it will do it automatically. You don't have to press any buttons. So there was an AirPods update within the past few days. That would be April 11th, 12th. Okay. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with the iPhone 15 volume rocker. It'll look a little bit different, but also pretty similar to what it does now. You can see right here. All right. So these are the devices kind of that I was talking about earlier. This is what's rumored. The rumored devices that will still support the new operating system. Or that will drop support. This will drop support for iOS 17. So no longer supported on the 10, 8, iPad 5th generation and older, iPad 9.7 inch, iPad Pro, 1st gen. So looks like the iPad Pro's 1st gen will not support iOS or the new OS. Okay. So we already talked about this. All right, let's get into the interesting stuff.
Add that, you know, we.
So Elon Musk, he labeled. Here, I'll show you. Just go over here. So. Well, let's see. Well, I thought it did. I don't know. He was like bashing BBC a lot, and let's see. Yeah. So one of the things that they said that a lot of people were saying that Elon labeled NPR as a government-funded media, right? Oh goodness, where's that? What in the world? I don't know what this. Okay, so we talked about this. All right, let's get to that.
I've spoken to people who have been sacked that used to be in content moderation, and we've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech. in the company. Is that
What
something
hate
that you want
speech are
to
you talking
address?
about? I mean, you use Twitter.
Right.
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
But just a personal anecdote, like what do you? I don't.
personally, for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally, but I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you
But
see more
personally,
hate speech personally.
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content. And I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't use. Honestly, I
You
don't.
can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore. Because I just don't particularly like it.
But you
and
said
actually, a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a second.
my
You said you've seen
following.
more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
Well, then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet. And yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's false.
No, what I claimed...
You just lied.
What I claimed was there are many organizations that say that that kind of information is on the rise. Now, whether it has on my feed
Give me one
or
example.
not... I mean, right, and
Literally
if you
can't
look at
name
something
one.
like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK, they will say that. So
look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I've already said, I don't use that feed. But
Well, then how would you know?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time.
Wow.
COVID misinformation. You changed the COVID misinformation
Has
rules.
BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
Wait, what?
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels,
What?
the COVID misinformation labels. They used
I
to
haven't
be
watched this
a
video at
policy,
all.
Then it disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it was?
And I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. You want to talk about the BBC?
You too.
All right, let's talk about something else.
You weren't expecting that.
Let's talk about something else.
Oh my gosh. What?
Being labeled state-affiliated media.
Not exactly. I mean, I was going to get to that later, but let's go for it now. It's officially objected to that term. Do you want to respond to it?
Okay, yes. BBC was labeled government-funded media on their Twitter account. Now, I don't believe they are now, but they might be.
Yeah. So we're.
Well, I just looked and they weren't.
To
So.
To be as truthful and accurate as possible. So, I think we're adjusting the label to be publicly funded, which I think is perhaps not too objectionable. We're trying to be accurate.
I'm not the BBC, but, but publicly funded is how the BBC describes
Okay, so that would be accurate.
Itself.
If we use the same words that the BBC uses to describe itself,
Right.
that presumably would be okay. I'm not asking you for a yes or no since you're not running BBC per se. But it's probably, it seems to pass a reasonable
So you're
test.
going to change those labels on the BBC Twitter feed and also NPR's as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Publicly funded. Basically, that's we're trying to be as accurate as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
So it looks like he's going to be changing the labels to publicly funded if he hasn't already.
You've agreed to do this is because you wanted to talk about the first 6 months as chief executive owner of Twitter.
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever you want to talk about, you know?
Right. So how do you think it's gone?
Well, it's not been boring. It's been quite a roller coaster. I mean, things are going, I think, reasonably well. I mean, we've seen some all-time highs in terms of total user time. So we passed 8 billion user minutes per day, which is a lot of user minutes. So usage is up. Growth is good. The site works mostly. We have a few glitches here and there, but the site is working fairly well. And we're doing it with a small fraction of the original, headcount. So,
I mean,
So there's a lot of topics that BBC
perhaps the
talked
Biden
about
administration
with
wanting
Elon.
to potentially ban it or
Well, I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay. Let's look over here. Already talked about this. AirPods Pro 2. Incredible. AirPods Max 2 are expected as well sometime this year. I already talked about this as well. Alright. We're going to close it out here. Alright. I think if I missed anything, I don't think I have. But don't forget, iOS 17 coming soon, right? iPhone 15 in September. And your Apple AR VR headset coming soon as well. All right, without further ado, we're gonna close it out here. I hope you all have enjoyed today's video. Without further ado, I think we're gonna close out today's video right here. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video. Without further ado, hope you have a great day, evening, morning, night, whatever time of day it is you're watching this video right now. And I hope you all have a good one. Peace.